It's 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Kneejerk stream. The next deadline is like nearly 2 weeks away, so there's no panic. We're going to be a bit chilled out. We don't need to make any massive decisions right now. We don't need to lock in captains, lock in transfers. We can enjoy the break a little bit, and in 13 days we will have Liverpool versus Watford as the first game of Game Week 31. We're going to discuss Game Week 30, of course. And we are going to look a little bit ahead to Game Week 31, of course, as well. But we're going to talk about Game Week 30. What a start with the Wolves game. It was ridiculous. And then Spurs ended it. Spurs obviously did well for most of us, so that was good. And obviously, you have Barnes or Maddison. They also did really well. Saka was good. Finally got some points ahead of frickin' Ramsdale as well. I definitely got a little bit of luck this week, I would say. A little bit of luck and a little bit of bad luck. It's kind of how FPL usually goes. 56 tiny red arrow. That's basically what I got. Well, not the same score, but I got a tiny red arrow. It's like 500 places. It's the second week in a row that I've fallen like 500 places. Excuse me, not ideal, but it is what it is. 46 and a -8. Ouch. Yeah, that hurts. I'm just glad that the hit to Kane didn't pay off. It might pay off in the long run, but it didn't pay off this week. I'm kind of happy about that as a Son owner, obviously. 78 on the free hit, very nice. 77 points, but used free hit. I mean, 77 on free hit this week is pretty damn good, I would say. I think you should be definitely happy with that. You know, you probably had Kane and Son. They both did really well. Happy freaking days. Even better if you had Saka. Saka would have been on my free hit, I reckon. I would have probably had 2 other Arsenal players. Well, I may have even had Ramsdale, so it wouldn't have been completely great. But, yeah. 87 on a free hit. 86 on a free hit. Absolutely ridiculous. Son literally could have had 4 goals. Oh, man. Son could have had more, could he? I mean, look, I am not going to complain too much. I'm not going to complain too much about Son getting 2 goals and 3 bonus points. But he could have had a monster haul today. I guess so could Kane at the end of the day. So could have Kane. It's like that chance where Kane skied it. He could have easily squared it. Oh, I'll bring out my team so you can see my rank and stuff. Not trying to hide it. Don't worry. It's not that bad. Kane could have squared it to Son, and Son would have had another goal. Son obviously hit the post as well. Oh, could have been so good. Could have been so good. Yeah, Johnny was a good pick on free hit for sure. Yeah, my rank's on the screen. So I've fallen like 26,000 and something to 26,631. So it is another red arrow. But in the grand scheme of things, whatever. Good thing I didn't captain Jimenez. Yeah, I was never really going to captain Jimenez, to be honest. I even changed my vice captain off him to Saka. I love Saka. Saka's been so good this season. I don't like... I really try. I know sometimes I joke about it on Twitter. I try not to be, I called that player. But sometimes it does feel good. Like Saka, all those weeks ago when Smith Rowe was just smashing him. I know Smith Rowe's been like injured and ill and whatever. But I said all along, Saka's nailed. He's going to play every game. He'll come good. And damn, he's so good. So good. Lots of lies in these comments. Where's all the people with 30? Yeah, there'll be a lot of people. Most people only put their score when they're good, right? Yeah, Ben White, nice. We spoke about him on the deadline stream. I think someone was looking at getting him, Tierney or Gabriel. Lovely move if you went for White. Very cheap as well, benchable. We should say that Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool have all won in the FA Cup as expected. That now means that none of them will double in Game Week 33. None of them blank either. They just have one fixture. Wolves, Villa and Leeds will now... I'm going to cover all this in a video, obviously not just on the stream, but Wolves, Leeds and Villa will now all blank in Game Week 33. So Raphinha, Luka Dean, Coutinho, Jimenez, Sai, Sarr, they're all blanking in Game Week 33. I don't think you need to panic, especially if you've got 2 free transfers. Because my 2 free transfers this week will almost certainly be to get rid of Jimenez and probably Seiss and Luca Dean. So even if I didn't have a free hit, all 3 of those players would be going anyway. And it does mean that Arsenal and Southampton will be doubling in game week 33. So I'm in a bit of a weird spot where I've got quite a few players that double in 33 already. 3 Arsenal, Broja as well. But that is about it. I've got and Dubravka as well. So I've got 5 players that double in 33. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to free hit in 33 now and go into 36 without the free hit. And I haven't looked into it properly yet. Because ultimately there's like 13 days until the next deadline. So I'm not panicking about it tonight. And I will do a few videos over the break. But the reason is, I think my priority transfers straight away are probably Chelsea players. And I could bring in Weghorst this week as well. So I then have 6 double game weekers. So I could maybe get away with that. But I think the players that I think my team needs are defenders. Cancelo, Rudiger, Reece James, Robertson. Not necessarily all of them, but a couple of those players. And they don't double in 33, but they will double in 36, I think. So and they've got good fit. All 3, Chelsea, City and Liverpool have all got good games in game week 31. Obviously, Liverpool and Man City play each other in game week 32, so maybe Chelsea are the way to go. But I think that's the plan. I think I want to make my team better for the next couple of weeks, and by doing that, it makes it better for game week 36 double. The only slight issue I see is by game week 36, there's only like 3 game weeks left of the season. Obviously, there'll be like 3 or 4 games left for some teams. But Europe will be a bit further ahead. Some teams might be still in Europe. They might have secured league positions. They might be rotating more. And obviously, it's a few... Like, if I bring in Reece James this week in game week 31, what kind of game time is he getting by game week 36? But at some point, I've got to make the decision. And the free hit decision probably should be made this week because it will massively change your transfers, I would say. Yeah, I got a bunch of... I'm actually taking a bit of a break over this break. I'm actually going on a podcast, we will probably be talking. Well, we will talk about FPL, but it's not an FPL specific podcast. So I'm going on one of those. I won't say what because I don't think they've announced it. Not that it's a big announcement, but that is happening. I'm actually travelling for that. But I've got plans to make a bunch of videos so that they're just done and ready to release, even if I'm not here to make them. You know. So yeah. There will be videos on all the things you're asking about in chat. All the things you're asking about in chat. If you still I'm not going to say what it is. It's not some big like reveal, but I don't think it's been spoken about, so I'm not going to mention it. You'll find out soon. If you still had it, would you bench boost on 33 or 36? I'm going to be completely honest, as I always am. I don't know. I haven't looked into how a bench boost for 33 would work. My gut feeling is, if you've got a free hit left as well as your bench boost, that you could probably dead end into game week 30. Basically, dead end into game week 32, free hit in 33, and then wildcard out of it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Joe Rogan, yeah, he's a massive FPL fan. Matt does fitness. He does support Arsenal, doesn't he? Anyway. Can you please do a Game Week 31 wildcard draft for those who have both free hits left, no other chips? Yeah, I'll try to. I got to be honest, like doing videos to cover every single chip scenario is pretty difficult. Like if you do a wildcard, you probably just cover, you know, if you've got a free hit, you could do this instead. I don't think you can go into massive detail. But yes, I'll be doing stuff. I'll be doing draft. There's videos coming. Don't panic, right? It's only Sunday. Yeah, Game Week 34 wildcard does look good. I think. I don't think. I mean, there's no real reason, like depending on what your team looks like, that you couldn't wildcard in. Again, I'm just spitballing. Right? I've not looked into it too much yet because there was no point in doing any planning until the FA Cup results have finished. But you could. I don't see why you couldn't wildcard in Game Week 31 and still free hit in Game Week 33. Because any team you're building now will have loads of Liverpool, loads of Spurs, loads of Chelsea, probably some Arsenal as well, maybe. Man City, you get Cancelo back if you haven't got him. And that will all be good now, and it'll all be good in Game Week 36. The only thing is, of course, is how much kind of value do you place on wildcarding closer to the bench boost? And if your team looks good now, which most teams will look good for Game Week, like my team for Game Week 31 looks pretty good without any transfers, and I've got 2 free transfers. Like if Trent is back, I don't know if he will be, but even if Trent's not back, I'm getting Reece James in probably or Rudiger anyway. And I think the rest of the team looks fine. So I think most teams will look good. So you can wildcard. I think free hit 33 if you've got it though is the way to go. By the looks of it. Obviously, the bigger benefit of going Game Week 34 wildcard versus 31 is you're closer to Game Week 36. Game Week 36. Maybe Watford striker. Good fixtures from 32 onwards. Dom, 4 months member. Thank you very much. Yeah, but the only issue with that plan is you have to own Watford strikers. I mean, that is the big issue with that plan. I've been saying it for weeks. I haven't necessarily changed my plan, by the way, but the forwards are just rubbish. They're all rubbish, pretty much. Like, Lacazette's been okay. Probably been a bit fortunate to have as many assists as he's had. Maybe a bit unlucky to not have had at least one goal that wasn't from a penalty. But, you know, Jimenez is now suspended. No one wants him anyway. Harry Kane's great, obviously, but he's a lot more money. I did consider it briefly a few weeks ago when I saw the fixtures were good. But I think whatever plan I go with now does just not include a Watford forward. Like at some point, I need to try and research. I need to go and check what Ben's saying. Basically, I say research. I'm going to see what Ben's saying. But I know James from Planet FPL was saying that at some point Watford could have a double game week when no one else does or one other team does. I don't know if that's still possible. But that week I'd probably own a Watford striker. I'd probably captain them because I'm an idiot. But yeah, not really in my plans. I don't think. Yeah, if you captain Jimenez, it's so harsh. I can kind of see why they gave the yellow because they kind of give those yellows these days. But I think it's so harsh. Like Meslier just gets to the ball first, but I still feel like Meslier clatters into Jimenez almost. I don't think Meslier like at fault either, by the way. I think it was harsh. And I know some people will say, well, that's just FPL tinted glasses. But I wasn't watching the game. And I saw it afterwards. I just didn't really get where the yellow card was. So I thought that was harsh. How's Son not been awarded an assist? People keep saying that Son should have had an assist. What are they on about? Are they on about the first goal for Zuma? Do they think he touched it? I mean, I've got to be honest, I saw a few replays and I didn't think he touched it. And I say that as someone who has Son. I don't know. It didn't look like he touched it to me. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought he's definitely shot. And it wasn't until I saw the replay that I saw it was Zuma, unfortunately. Not Son. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, really, Son, like I said earlier, Son hit the post. Kane should have squared it too. Son could have had 3 or 4 goals today. I'm so glad that Son has outscored Kane because I know everyone's been banging on about how Kane is better. And I agree, right? Week to week, I'd rather have Kane than Son. But I don't think Kane is so far ahead that he outscores Son every week. So I'm glad it was finally the other way around, even if it was only by a couple of points. Plan to still jump ship to Kane or not? Probably not. I think the big thing is captaincy. I'm not going to captain Kane. Okay, obviously if everyone's fit, right? So basically, okay, let me start again. If Salah's fit, then I'm going to captain Salah game week 31 against Watford. I'm not going to captain Kane against Newcastle, I don't think. So I'm not captaining Kane in game week 31. I'm not captaining Kane in game week 33. He doesn't have a double game week. I'll almost certainly go for a doubler. And it probably might even be Saka. Who have Arsenal? Oh, one of the fixtures is Chelsea, isn't it? Is Southampton away and Chelsea away? Can't quite remember. Yeah, Southampton away and Chelsea away. So maybe captain someone like Saka. I don't know. But I'm not going to captain Kane. So 2 of the next 3 weeks, I'm probably not going to captain Kane. Therefore, the hit just doesn't seem worth it. And also, the thing I keep saying is it does cost more money to have Kane over Son. I know there's loads of good midfielders. There's not so many good strikers. But I think when you're playing 5 in midfield, you miss that many players. So I don't think I'm going to make game week 32. Possibly you could captain Kane over Salah against Villa. But it's Villa away. I don't know. Is that much better than Salah against Man City? I don't know if it is. We got to keep an eye on Salah though. Klopp said, I mean, one of the reasons Klopp rested Salah and Mane is because they got big World Cup qualifiers to play against each other. But he did also say that Salah is still suffering from this foot injury a little bit. So we'll have to see if he's back for game week 31. As for Trent, I've got no plans to sell him. Don't get me wrong, it wouldn't necessarily be ideal if he misses Watford, because then he's got Man City anyway, and he might miss that. Then it's probably free hit. So the funny thing is, if he misses Watford, I might not play him again. I'd probably if he misses obviously Watford and City, then he's not going to be in my team. He's not going to be in my team, so I'd free hit for 33. I might still keep him, I guess. Who have Liverpool got in 33? I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say. I think I'm trying to say that Trent's like next proper game in my team might be game week 34. They won't have. Oh, they got Man United, of course. So I would play Trent for sure against Man United. My rough transfer plan. So here's the thing. Here's some things I think I said last week, deadline stream, that I didn't quite think through properly. Okay, so one of them was I needed to do Raphinha to Barnes because of the double in game week 33. And obviously, Leicester do have a lot of games to play still, right? But if I'm free hitting in 33, I don't really need Barnes before game week 34. So I might still do Raphinha to Barnes at some point, but I don't know if I need to have worried that I haven't done it yet. And obviously, the fact that Barnes only got 5 helps me out a bit. Because they still have 2... Oh, why won't that scroll down? They still have 2 fixtures to rearrange. They're going to have loads of doubles after game week 34. They're going to have at least 2 more doubles, and they got good fixtures. So I don't necessarily need to do that now until after 33, if I'm free hitting in game week 33, which I probably will. The other thing I said was that I was going to do Jimenez to Weghorst. Now I might still do that, but again, if I'm free hitting in game week 33. Then I could, if I really wanted Weghorst, which I probably don't, I guess, I don't know. I mean, he's still got good fixtures long term, so maybe I could keep him. But obviously, if I'm free hitting, I don't need him necessarily for these. But he does have the double and Norwich, so I don't know. The thing, as you can see, I'm all over the place. The main question for me is Jimenez to Weghorst enough? Or, because I got 5 in midfield and I want to go big at the back, do I just completely tank this position? Like, honestly, I've got no bench boost. That doesn't matter to me. Obviously, it's still nice to have a squad of players to pick from. But I'm tempted just to do something like that and just have 4.4 million to spend. So, Luca Dean to... I don't know which way around I would do this, but Luca Dean to James, for example. Seiss to Rudiger. And then I've still got the money to do like Tierney to Robertson or Cancelo. Something like that. And then most weeks I'd be playing... I mean, I could even play 5 at the back one week if I wanted to. But I could play 4-5-1 and bench one of Lacazette or Bro. I could play 4-4-2. I could play 5-4-1, 4-5-1. I probably said that already. 3-5-2. I'm tempted to do that and just get rid of this forward position. So it all depends on... I think the free hit really does depend. The only thing is you're spending a transfer to get a player that's not going to be helpful for the rest of the season. Whereas if I keep Tierney, I can do the same moves and get Weghorst in. The only slight issue is, where do I get the money to get Cancelo or Robertson? I probably got to downgrade Lacazette, which again is not necessarily the worst idea, but they still have another double after 33 and some pretty good fixtures like Leeds at home, Newcastle away. In game, I don't know why it won't scroll down any further. It's really annoying. But in game week 36 and 37, they got Leeds and Newcastle. They got at least one more double to come. A double in the 33 double might not matter, but I don't know how much I want to get rid of Lacazette really. So it all depends what I want to do with my defenders. The other thing is, while I'm just waffling, is if I don't get Robertson and Cancelo in game week 31, where they play, I think, Man City play Burnley. And Robertson has Watford at home. If I don't get either of those two that week, and I free hit in game week 33, right, then I probably don't need them until game week 34. Because, yes, they could get something in Game Week 32, but they play each other, and you'd probably bank on a goal from Man City and a goal from Liverpool and a clean sheet to go. So then you're relying on attacking returns, which could come, but it definitely makes them less desirable, right? Less valuable. Click on the player menu when open to scroll down. How do you mean? Click on the player menu. What does that mean? Do you mean like, as in click into this window? Yeah, but I'm doing that. It's just not scrolling. It just won't scroll down. I don't know why. It's so annoying. So yeah, did you catch all that? I hope you did. Nick, rate my team. Oh my god, rate my teams already. Ramsdale, he's out. He might miss that game, right? I think he's not out for a few weeks. Trent, Robertson, James, Rudiger, Cancelo. Oh, Jesus, come on. Salah, Havertz, very nice. Gordon, you can't bench Saka for Gordon, but, oh, he's got a double game week, can he? I still don't know if you can do that. Weghorst, Richarlison, Broja. Nice, yeah, decent. Decent. No Spurs, though. Don't know about that. I don't know about no Spurs at all. Also, by the way, Spurs, I think they pretty much played the same team 3 times in a row. So I know Doherty didn't quite get the points we wanted from him, but they did obviously have West Ham, Man United and Brighton, so they were fairly tough games. It still won't scroll down. I'm quite happy if he keeps his place for these fixtures, to be honest with you. If he can keep his place for the rest of the season, then 4.8 million seems like a bit of a bargain. Especially if he's got a double later on again. Well, he will have a double later on, won't he? He'll have a double against Arsenal and maybe Liverpool if it goes into 36, which isn't necessarily ideal, I guess. But Doherty was terrible today. He was good for the first goal. Don't know about anything else. He was the one that won the ball back. Then passed it on to Kane. Kane did the rest. And then Zuma did the rest. Why not go Matip or Van Dijk? Yeah, possibly. Possibly. I don't think I'm going to get... I don't know. I might get Kane at some point. The thing with free hit 33 is you obviously lose a transfer that week. So you've really got to be careful about who you bring in the 2 weeks before that. If you're a wildcard, would you have Trent, Robbo, Cancelo, Doherty, James? I've not necessarily looked into it, Harry, but I mean it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? It does sound pretty good because I think although you're not necessarily going to play them all every week, although you probably would play 4 at about most weeks, I think Doherty is cheap enough that you can get away with that. Kane is now essential. Big talk. Big talk. I mean, Son just outscored him. Is Son essential? Who am I going for in the title? Same as ever, Man City. Isn't Matip a minutes risk due to Konate? Yes, but he doesn't actually miss that many games. He stayed really fit this season. Like if you actually go and have a look at Matip, right? He plays a lot. He's missed... Oh, freaking thing won't scroll down. He missed it. Why won't it does it on my other screen? I don't know why it's not working here. He missed game week 28 against West Ham, but the last game before that it was game week 21. Since game week 14, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games, and he's played 14 of them. So he's not completely nailed on, but he's pretty damn good. Calvert-Lewin looks like a good pick. I feel like I kind of don't agree with that. Reduce your main window height. Yeah, but that messes up with my stream setup. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin, I think... I mean, they got battered 4-0. By Crystal Palace. And that's not a dig at Crystal Palace, right? Crystal Palace are good. Vieira's done really good things. But it's just like they go down and that's... Sorry, when I mean they go down, not like relegated. I mean they start losing and it's just like they lose it. I don't know. I mean, this double's okay. West Ham away, Burnley away. But then it's like... It's Man United, then it's Leicester's okay as well. I guess Man United and Leicester aren't awful fixtures, but then they run into Liverpool and Chelsea. I know they got a load of 2 more games to rearrange, but I think for Calvert-Lewin, right, it's not even about Everton, really. It's just he didn't start again in the FA Cup. How fit is he right now? Like, Calvert-Lewin has played... that's Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin has played 761 minutes this season. He's started 3 of the last 6. He did start 3 in a row, 21 to 23, but I do just worry a bit about his fitness. Raphinha has to go ASAP. I completely disagree with that. I tell you now, I've been so unlucky with Raphinha. I don't care what anyone says. Like, Coutinho was made out to be this world beater after game week 28. He's blanked twice in a row. So apart from game week 28, he's blanked 5 out of 7 game weeks. And then Raphinha misses that chance against Leicester. Awful against Villa, to be fair. And then he only gets 5 points against Norwich when he should have smashed them. Then Leeds go and score 3 against Wolves and he's not even on the pitch. That is so unlucky, honestly. I know we always talk about Raphinha should have had more points, but that is one player I have definitely been unlucky with, and I will not have anyone tell me otherwise. That is super unlucky. The good thing is, because it's like, not that COVID's a good thing, right? But I don't think he's going to travel for Brazil. So as long as he's recovered, he'll be back for Southampton and Watford and not have to have had to travel. And they're 2 pretty good fixtures. So I am 100% keeping Raphinha, unless it lets me do something special, but I don't think it will. I think people are always just too, like, all or nothing with players. Like, you can make a case there's better players than Raphinha, but you can't look at this team and tell me that Raphinha is my biggest issue. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a wild card. The biggest issue is getting rid of Jimenez, and it's upgrading the defence to have Chelsea, an extra Liverpool, or maybe a Man City defender. Raphinha against Southampton and Watford is not a problem. Am I planning on keeping Kulusevski long term? I mean, again, he should have had a return today. Son hit the post from his assist. No plans to get rid of him. Not right now. Havertz, I like. Havertz, I like. He got a full rest, I think, in the FA Cup. He is the number 9 right now for Chelsea. Like, he is ahead of Lukaku. I don't think that's up for debate, really. I guess, as always, though, when European fixtures start, there could always be rotation, possibly. But yeah, as much as you don't like to hear it, issue is Jimenez and Raphinha. Okay, you tell me, who does Raphinha need to be sold for? Jimenez, I completely agree with. He's suspended. He's blanking in 33. Even if he's not even if I free hit, I don't want to keep him long term anyway. Like, Jimenez was already my transfer out plan. Like, the fixtures aren't great to end the season. Norwich at home, could smash them maybe. Okay, so Sancho, come on. Sancho's way more expensive. All right, so Raphinha with Southampton and Southampton and Watford, or Leicester with Man United away and Crystal Palace at home. You think that Barnes and Maddison is better than Raphinha? Are we really at that point? I can't do Raphinha to Martinelli. I've already got 3 Arsenal players: Tierney, Saka, and Lacazette. That's impossible as well. Gallagher, come on, get out of here. Come on. Maddison and Barnes have got Man United away and Palace at home. That is not better than Raphinha against Southampton and Watford. No way. I'll put a bet up with anyone that Raphinha outscores both of them next 2. We'll do a bet for charity. Anyone wants to take that on? As long as he's fit. If he doesn't play, bets off. This is the thing again, like, Raphinha to Barnes and maybe Maddison last week was a good move because you got the extra fixture, and if you weren't free hitting the 33, you got the extra fixture then as well. So it was a good move last week. I didn't do it. Now the question is it a good move this week? And I'm saying no. Nope. None of you would do Raphinha to Barnes this week. You wouldn't do that. €20, I'm in. Simply FPL. There you go. Bam, I'm in. €20. Raphinha outscores outscores Barnes. I think we'll just go with 1. Easy. We'll do 2 Barnes. Sancho, look, Sancho I don't necessarily hate as an idea, but I mean, it's not really fair comparing Raphinha to Sancho because, you know, Raphinha's amazing. No, I'm messing. Because Sancho is like 8.9 million, so the price ain't even cheap. But again, if you're not free hitting, I think this is a really nice shout because Man United are not in Europe anymore. They got no cup competitions to play for. Leicester's a good fixture, Everton's a good fixture, and then they got a double. I think that's a really good shout, Sancho, but he is a lot more money than Raphinha, so it's not really a fair comparison. I think Barnes and Maddison is much fairer. All right, €20, Raphinha, even though I suspect Simply FPL also thinks Raphinha wins, but fair enough. Best captain in 32, probably Kane or Salah. I don't know, let's see what happens. Raphinha to Cornet. Come on. It's all about prioritising transfers. And if you look at this team and think Raphinha is one of the... Okay, here's what I'd say. Jimenez, Saiss, Luka Dean, at least those three are a bigger priority to get rid of than Raphinha. At least those three. I'm not even sure he's the next one, to be honest. I think I'd rather swap one of my goalkeepers than get rid of Raphinha against Southampton or Watford. Maybe outscores, but would you honestly transfer in Raphinha ahead of Barnes? Yeah, okay, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about transferring out of my team. Right now, if I had to make a transfer and I had to bring in one of Raphinha or Barnes, that would really depend on chip strategy. But I probably would go Barnes, yeah, because he's got better fixtures. But the order you do your transfers is really important. So again, Raphinha to Barnes last week, game week 30, good move. Raphinha to Barnes, game week 31, not a good move in my opinion, unless, of course, you're... And we're going into like different scenarios. If the choice is Raphinha to Barnes or burn a transfer, then you probably make the move, right? Because he's got loads of fixtures. But I would say game week 30, good move. Game week 31, not a good move. Game week 32, not a good move. Game week 33, good move. It all depends on when you do the move. And I should have done it, of course, but I think the news was just going round and round in circles about whether he was starting, he wasn't starting, and... Oh, God, I hope he scores something. I hope he scores something. Yes, I'll be doing a wildcard draft. What's worse, Everton or Segi TV? That stream was awful. I in the end, right, to watch that Eddie Hall and Thor fight, I had to go onto a Twitch stream to watch them watching it. That's the only way I could get it to work. Cornet's doubling. But look, okay, I am a double game week fiend. I love them. I always want multiple players from a double game week. I always want to captain a double game weeker. Even I cannot get excited about the game week 31 double. There is if I free hit 33, which I think is going to happen. I've not looked into it properly, but I think it's going to happen. I may go into game week 31 with no double game week players. I think that's highly possible. So yeah, I don't... It's just so bad. It's just so bad. If it's anyone else apart from Man City that Burnley have to play, do you know what I mean? It would just be... I don't know. It all depends how much money I think I need from that forward spot. If I don't think I need to completely tank it, I would just get Weghorst. But I might just tank it. I might just tank it. Because I think if I can get Cancelo, Trent, to Chelsea and Doherty, that's a good squad. I just think it deals with multiple problems all at once. A 4-point hit. Yeah, I think I'm tempted. Who won? Thor won. Yeah. Who would I bench? Good question. Hang on. Let's look it up on here. Let's look it up, lads. Let's look it up. Okay. So let's put this up here. So Trent would obviously come in. Okay, let's just do the move. So let's just tank it. Let's tank it. Why do I keep saying tank? Does anyone else say that? Tank the position. Why can't I choose? Oh, you can't choose forwards. I thought you could choose forwards. Dobbin's a forward, isn't he? All right, Dobbin, you're in, my man. Salah's in. Saiss to... I don't know. We'll just... Hang on. We'll just put James and Cancelo. Why not, right? Just because I can afford it. Could go Robertson instead. Who would I bench? It's a great question. I would probably have to bench Tierney and Broja. I'd probably play 4-5-1. Well, that fits nicely. That's FPL.team, by the way, before everyone asks me. I think that's quite nice. And there's 1.4 million still in the bank. There's 1.4 million still in the bank. So I think I can even afford... Yeah, I can even afford Doherty to Rudiger if I really wanted to. Or Tierney to Van Dijk, whatever. Overall ranking, I don't really know, to be honest. I genuinely don't know what to expect from the rest of the season. I've got no chips left, right? So I've had 2 red arrows on the bounce, very small ones. I've got no red arrows. No red arrows. I've got plenty of red arrows to come. I got no chips apart from my free hit. I do think the way things are falling, and the fact that I've got 2 free transfers, I'm confident-ish of keeping up with people with wildcards-ish. They're obviously going to have the bench boost over me as well. I've already used mine, but it went all right. So I don't know. 26k, is 10k still possible? Maybe. I think it's unlikely. I don't know. I reckon I'd probably just hang around here for the rest of the season. It feels like one of those. You can get Lacardia for 4.4. Okay, fair enough. Maybe. Really don't understand your Raphinha obsession. Honestly, go back and watch him again. Look, I don't really know what you want me to say about Raphinha. Right? Yes, I do love the guy. And I do feel like I was a bit unlucky, right? Should have scored against Leicester. Should have had more against Norwich. Should have played against Wolves. That would have helped. But you have to... People just... I don't know. They don't... I feel like a lot of people don't analyse like what's actually happening, like what's right in front of them. Like, are we saying Raphinha's awful ahead of Southampton and Watford? That's the only question. No one's saying you have to keep him on a wild card. No one's saying that you have to transfer him in. We're just talking about transferring him out. Captain Dobbin for the double. Can you imagine if that paid off? Obviously, it never would. But can you imagine? Yeah. Obviously, if Trent's injured, then you just play Broja, and I just keep Trent for a rainy day. You know. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about Raphinha anymore. It's boring. So yeah, something like that, and then game week 32. Broja won't play because he's on loan. Obviously, Dobbin would be, Tierney would be first team, something like that. I guess 4-5-1. So something like that. I don't know. Thoughts on Kulusevski going forward? I think he's fine. Good fixtures: Newcastle, Villa, Brighton, Brentford, double to come. Burnley, Norwich. They seem to be playing pretty much the same team week in, week out. I think he's a good hold, to be honest. Doherty, 24 points in 2 weeks. Everyone gets him and he blanks 3 in a row. Welcome to the fact that fixtures matter. Now, I got him in. He did get the clean sheet, didn't he, against Brighton? No, didn't he get a clean sheet? Oh, no, they conceded, didn't they? No, we did get the clean sheet against Brighton, sorry. So he hasn't blanked 3 times in a row. Do I think Bray will play? I'm not sure. But I'm not going to be in a position where I have to play him, so I'm not that bothered. Like fixtures matter. Doherty got 24 points against Everton and Leeds. I think it was a good move to bring him in. I think he's cheap. He's playing as a wing back in a Conte team. He can be quite attacking, but he did have tough fixtures. So we shouldn't be surprised that he hasn't got another 24 points. But he has got good fixtures. The reason everyone got him is because he had a double blank, a game in the blank, and got good fixtures afterwards, and he's cheap. If he keeps his place, I think it will have been a good move. Do you think FPL will give the first assist to Son? You got no chance of getting that assist. I'm not even sure it was an assist, to be honest. Am I going with that Kane for the rest of the season? Possibly. I don't know. I haven't consciously made a decision to not own him. I just realised Phoenix is still playing in my ears. That means I've been going 39 minutes with Phoenix in my ears. I need to change it. Doherty has taken up a third Spurs team member. Yeah, but to be honest, I can't get Kane in this team without getting rid of Son, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, for what it's worth, I agree. I don't think Son did get a touch, but look, I haven't watched a million replays to try and check it. Provisional free hit 33 team. Good question. Has FPL team got the fixtures in yet? No, they've still got the Liverpool fixture in. Once that's done, we'll have a look. I know we could have a quick look at it. Hang on. Provisional free hit 33. Where's the fixtures? Oh yeah. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing on free hit 33. Who did Liverpool play? Man United. Oh, I actually do not. I know. I need to give it a bit more thought. But I'm gonna have like 2 or 3 Man United, I think. Phoenix is a song I always play before le stream starts. That's why I said le stream starts. If you wildcard 32, can you still free hit 33? Yes. The defense of Raphinha is denial. It's because I don't think people are. What's the word that I want to say? I don't know. They're not. I don't think. I think a lot of people on the stream often are just like, he didn't score, therefore he's got to go. They don't really assess the situation very well. Essentially, we're saying that Raphinha has to go because he got COVID and didn't play against Wolves when he scored 3 goals. Where? Okay, hang on. Let me just. Oh. Lack objectivity. Yeah. There you go. And I'm just watching something a sec here. I want to see. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So, look, I didn't watch all of the Leicester game, right? But Barnes' assist today was a pass back, a backwards pass to Castagna, and then Castagna just smashes it from outside the box. And we're now saying that Raphinha is so bad we have to sell him before Barnes plays Man United. I know Man United aren't great, blah, 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 blah. But come on. Anyway, we're not talking about Raphinha anymore. That's like the 3rd time I've said that. Which is, I might just make a video around. I might just make a video this break on the history of Rafael Diaz-Baloli. Would you sell Ramsdale if he's confirmed that? I think it depends how long he's out for. Barnes had other chances. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't caught all the highlights yet. The thing is, the thing is, like, the funny thing is in all this, I really like Harvey Barnes. I've got a bit of a soft spot for him. I think I've owned him in the last couple of seasons. Barca 2 now. Do I like Coutinho to Havertz? In theory, yes. I definitely prefer Havertz to Coutinho, I think. As long as he keeps his spot. I think it's... I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I think it's fairly clear that Matip is the first choice centre-back partner with Van Dijk. It doesn't mean that Konate's not going to play, obviously. Bought in Thomas seems as though he's lost his place. Yeah, the problem with Leicester is I was really surprised Ricardo Pereira didn't play. I just think that shows how much fitness concerns, the fitness concerns that they have around Ricardo. And obviously Evans is back now, so I don't think Marty's definitely not nailed at this point. Right now I don't think any Leicester defender is nailed to play every week at the moment. I don't think there's any, apart from Schmeichel. Because Fofana and Evans is probably the best if they're going to play a 2. But both of them have been out for a while. So, maybe the 2-week break will be enough that he can start playing every week, but I doubt it. Castagna could play left back or right back. Ricardo could play right back. James Justin can play left back or right back. Thomas can play left back as well. I just don't think there's any. I just don't think there's any. So if I had Thomas, would I get rid of him? Not necessarily right now. Let's see what happens. But yeah, maybe at some point you have to get rid of him. Yeah, okay, sorry. As long as Schmeichel's fit, obviously, yeah. Yeah. If he's injured, he's not nailed. Yeah. That bet has future excuses written all over it. Raphinha's underperformed all season. Okay. Someone else already taken the bets. Doesn't really matter. Yes, Game Week 31 wildcard. Chill. It's happening. Got to decide what order to do the video. I feel like it's a break, but there's lots of videos that can be made in this break. There's lots of stuff to talk about. So I need to decide how many to do. I need to set them up. I need to schedule them in advance. Kane ain't here, lads. Kane's not here. Chelsea player. I would probably prioritise their defenders, but I'm not against like getting a midfielder. But like right now, I just don't want to remove any of my midfielders for Havertz. I think he's a great option. Like I really do. Like I say, if you've got someone like Coutinho, I definitely think Havertz is better. But I think where I'm at right now, there's just other priority transfers for me, and it's not removing any of those midfielders, like any of them. Not any of them. Not Salah, not Saka, not Son, not Kulusevski, and not the other one either. Surprised so few managers have a Man City player. A lot of us got rid of them over like game week 26 to 30 because of the lack of games. Weren't really heavily punished, to be honest. Obviously Cancelo did well in game week 29, but outside of that, I think we're up from selling him. But yes, getting him back is good. I don't massively. I mean, Diaz is playing a lot, but it's going to be so much rotation. You'd think with those Liverpool spots. I mean, it does look like he's almost first choice at this point, but I'm not quite sure that's going to be the case. Did the free hit this week and got ranked 693. Very nice. You think Lacazette is paying off his big price? Not really. I don't think Lacazette's that great, to be honest with you. But I think with the forwards we have right now, I think he's okay. He's nailed to play every week, pretty much. He's got penalties, he's got good fixtures. I don't like. Again, it's just a priority thing for me. Lacazette's not really a massive priority to get rid of when I've got Jimenez in the team. So yeah, that's why right now he's not going anywhere. Would I bring Lacazette in? Not necessarily, to be honest. But it all depends on the other options. I mean, there aren't many forward options apart from Kane for the rest of the season. Or it doesn't feel like that right now. Not going to do a wildcard draft now. I haven't really thought about it. It's going to happen though. So Jimenez and Salah to Kane and Barnes. Very, very, very nice. Especially if Salah for some reason doesn't play against Watford. You'll regret no City versus Burnley. Probably, but again, who'd you sell? I mean, I could get Cancelo, but he plays Liverpool in game week 32. So am I worried about that? I don't know. Thought you were quite wound up, then realised I was watching you at 1.5 playback speed. I'm not that wound up. Depends how many more times Raphinha gets mentioned. Man United assets. I think Sancho's about the only one I would look at. I think you just always got that worry that Ronaldo could be benched at some point. I'd have to have a bit more of a think about that. That's probably a question I will answer on a video somewhere. Is Pope the best Ramsdale replacement? I mean, the fixtures are good. They got two doubles and another one to come. With all the extra fixtures, Pope could be up there, but I don't want to say right now that is the best move. Yeah, Schmeichel again could be a good option as well if he's fit. Because have they got exactly the same amount of games left to rearrange? Let me count. 1, 2, 3. I think you got one more, haven't they? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They got 12, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know they both got 11. I would rate the Leicester defence a bit higher, I think. The thing about Leicester defence is it has been really bad, but a lot of the players they're getting back are good players. So, if they could get Evans and Fofana playing every week and then have Castagna, Ricardo, Justin, Thomas as the fullbacks, I think we will see more clean sheets. Or maybe, I don't want to go too mad. I don't think they're going to suddenly lock in like 4 or 5 clean sheets by the end of the season, but there could be a few. The thing is, those defenders that are going to do well, I'm not sure when they're going to be nailed, so you can't really go for them. So I think Schmeichel probably is the only one I'd look at. If he's fit. Best Chelsea defender worried about Reece James' injury. I think it's James or Rudiger. That's it, I think. I mean, Thiago Silva maybe, but again, he does keep playing lots of minutes. Obviously, I know he didn't play against Newcastle, but I think Rudiger and James is where I would be looking. I know I said maybe I wouldn't go back for James. So I'm not sure how many minutes he's going to play the rest of the season, but he's just so good. I think he might be worth the risk. I think I probably did make a mistake getting rid of him. Yeah, we'll get some mods. I know there's lots of people spamming. Saka price next year will be 7.5 million. I think it could be 8. I don't know. I mean, he was 6.5 going into this season, I think. Yeah, 6.5. He's dropped 138 points after 114 last year. I mean, he really has stepped up his goals and assists this year. I think he could be 8. He's definitely going to be in that 7.5 to 8 bracket. I think 8.5 would be too much. To put him up 2 million. Is there any website at the moment with the updated Double Gameweek 33 fixtures? I don't think so, not yet. Trent will be 8, yeah. Trent will definitely be 8. I'd be very surprised if they keep him lower. I need a third Liverpool player. Who do you recommend? I really think, if we're saying that everyone's got Trent and Salah, I think Robertson is the most obvious third Liverpool choice. If we disregard in price and what you could do with the money if you went Matip or whatever, I think Robertson is so obvious. So obvious. There's going to be very little rotation for him for the rest of the season. Jota, Diaz, they're all good, but they're going to get rotated. Haaland in FPL next year will ruin captaincy. I mean, it won't really. We're still going to captain Salah every week. I don't think they'll put Salah to 14 million. There's risk is probably the wrong word, but I can't think of a different one. I can't bother. But I think there's a slight risk in putting him at 14 because I don't know. I get why you'd think that because you kind of want to make people doubt whether to have him. But also, if he doesn't quite perform quite to the standard, I guess it makes it a little bit easy to not have him at 14. I don't know. Trent on track for 250 points, 9.5 would be fair. Yeah, probably. They won't do that for a defender, though, I don't think. I think FPL really need to think soon about whether to overhaul the system a little bit. I am one of those people that's just I don't really care. I'm happy with how simple the game is, but there's not many teams are playing with 2 strikers anymore. We've still got to have 3 forwards, even though there aren't a huge amount. And a lot of players like Salah and that are all playing up front anyway, essentially. And obviously Trent and Reece James and Cancelo are just making a bit of a mockery of defender prices. So I don't think they're going to go and put defenders at 9.5 million though. I really don't. It would make for some interesting decisions. But honestly, my gut feeling is if you put Trent at 9.5 million, he's not worth it. He's not worth it. And I know what people are going to say. If he's going to get 200 plus points, he's absolutely worth. Well, maybe he is actually. Maybe he just is. Yeah, maybe he still is. But I think at 9.5 million, there's a big decision to be made, right? I think you could probably get a better value player in defence for less and just spend that money elsewhere. I don't know. Look at Alisson's points the last 2 months, ridiculous. I still think Robertson's the most obvious one, honestly. Well, Salah won't be moved as a forward unless they overhaul how they Like, FPL are very consistent in how they do it. Because Salah lines up on the right on the team sheet, he won't be a forward. The current way they do it. Jota will be a forward. I'm almost certain of it because he mostly plays up front for Liverpool instead of starting on the left or right. Havertz will have to be a forward next year as well. I thought he should have been one this year, to be honest. He'd definitely be one next year, I think. But yeah, all the players like Son, Salah, Mane, because they line up on the left or right, they don't get put as forwards. That's how FPL do it. They've done it like that for a long time. The thing is, once you put Salah as a forward, you've got to put a lot of players as forwards. And also, I don't think it is as good as everyone thinks it will be, especially if they just keep 3 forwards. Yeah, even like they're the more interesting player. Like Saka, would he then have to be a forward? Foden, Grealish, Sterling, Mane, Son, Kulusevski, are they now all forwards? Sancho, Rashford. You know what I'm saying? Ziyech and Matt. Well, I guess Matt doesn't really play left or right necessarily all the time. That's bad examples, but you know what I'm saying. Is that better if we have 3 forward slots and all those players are forwards? I think it just makes the midfield less interesting. And then I mean, look, I'm not against. Raphinha would be a forward. Raphinha would definitely be a forward. I'm not against like them picking and choosing and just saying, okay, Salah's a forward now, Son's a forward, but X player like Foden isn't, right? Even though Foden's played as a 9 so many times this year, right? I'm not necessarily against them doing that, but I just don't know if they will. I think they like to keep it simple. And they have to be thinking about it now because they're putting the game out earlier and earlier every year. Didn't it come out like middle of June or something crazy last year? Exactly, you'd have too many forwards and too little. That's what I keep saying to people. People really want Salah to be a forward as if like it completely changes the game. It doesn't really. Wing backs will be midfielders. Yeah, could be. They could have a wing back position. They could have a hybrid. It's like, I don't know, defensive defenders and attacking defenders. I don't know. It's bad. That's not a great way to word it, but there's things they could do, right? There's things they could do. I mean, my whole midfield will be forwards. Yeah, exactly. By the way, I'm not saying this should happen. I'm just saying this is what would happen if they suddenly said that Salah's a forward. Well, a lot of other players play in similar positions to Salah. Yeah, Dallas was different, though, because he actually played in midfield. That was different. He was listed as defender, they played in midfield. I like the simplicity as well. I'm just discussing what people are talking about. I have no issue if it's the same next year. No issue at all. Will they give us 2 free hits? Hopefully not. And no, basically, unless there's like loads of postponements again. Alright, somehow this stream seems like it's gone quicker than other streams, even though really there's a lot of like, well, let's just wait and plan. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a like and hit that subscribe button. I will have videos all week for Game Week 31 and beyond. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything you want to see. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining my Raphinha TED Talk. It's been great. It's been great. They'll give us 2 free hits because of the World Cup. They might give us a free wild card, to be honest. After the World Cup, might get a free wild card. That's not. And you wouldn't get to keep that wild. You wouldn't get to choose when to choose that wild card. But they might. You know, like at the start of the season, you get unlimited transfers. They might just do that for the week before, after the World Cup. That could happen. It'd be interesting to see how they handle that. Hopefully, they decide at the start of the season. By the way. They don't want it like halfway through the World Cup. They say, "Oh, by the way, there's a wild card now." Yeah, again, not arguing that Salah shouldn't be classed as a forward generally in football. Will I play World Cup Fantasy? Yes. We did Euros last time, went down pretty well. So we'll probably cover the World Cup as well. More names that I can't pronounce. The World Cups are off for a month. I think the World Cup finishes at like the 18th or 19th of December, and then FPL's back on Boxing Day, 26th of December. It's mental. It's mental. Any teams that get to the final, their players ain't playing that first week back. So when England get to the final, You know, Mount, Foden, Grealish, Saka, Sancho, Harry Maguire. They ain't playing Game Week on Boxing Day. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. And that's a when, not if, by the way. When England gets to the final. And on that note, because I know people will love that, and there'll be no controversy about saying that, it's going to be England versus Raphinha in the final. No one will think that's controversial at all. So I'm going to leave it on that note. Thank you very much for watching. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.